This series has been so interesting. I mean, when we decided to record this, we didn't even know that we're going to get so many feedbacks, so many questions. We were not even planning to do this particular shoot. So here we are, right? And we decided to give it a little bit of life, right? By, you know, me not just coming and telling you, I'm always coming to tell you, this lady, she talks too much, right? But it's my work. I'm a lawyer. Okay, so I decided to bring some special guests today. They are here to, put the human side into this whole conversation. We're going to be going over everything that we've discussed from episode 1, 2, 3, down to 4. And I also want to thank you specially for staying with us. I mean, it's not easy. Every Friday, you're just there dropping those comments. I appreciate you guys. So let's just start. Who is my first guest? Is well known to a lot of people. Now, Dogu for this Lagos. Are you in this Lagos at all? If you do not know Okpe Invaders, the one and only
Should I be that?
Lagos barman. Are you even in this Lagos at all? So Okpe Invaders is, the nightlife man, entertainment man. Is everything, entertainment industry.
Man.
In fact, if you need anything in this Lagos, you need connection. He's your guy, right?
Well,
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to this, this show. It's a show. I'll call it a show, right?
Yes.
So welcome to the show.
And that's actually a very good introduction.
Thank you very much. As in there, now so it's supposed to be. I'm not supposed to fall your hand now. And the second guest, Opo, it's plenty. See any Nollywood come.
Nollywood.
It's not easy. I'm talking about.
We're supposed to do this intro together.
True.
This is a superstar in our midst. Ladies and gentlemen.
In fact.
Ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. We have with us today. CNE Fuare.
Lao 7 production. Easy.
It is too much.
Easy.
Good afternoon.
This is the Olori of Ikuo in Lishabi.
I celebrate this, man.
You're welcome.
I don't know what to say. I'm so short of words.
You are short of words.
Yes.
It's a good thing.
Don't mind them,
It's only
guys.
rich people that are usually like.
Nice to have you guys here and to have us too. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are.
Thank you very much. So let's just jump right into it. So you guys have watched the episodes. You've been following the episodes. We've received a lot of questions. So I wanted us to just discuss some of the issues that came up, some of the things that people had, so much to comment about when we dropped the video. So the first episode, we talked about different types of marriages. On the average, people don't really know that there are different types of marriages. I think I saw a tweet recently that someone was saying marriage is now in 4 steps. You do introduction, then you do your engagement, then after that you go to registry, and then you do church, and then you now do reception. That's like 5 steps. And I remember that our first episode was about marriage tautology. You know what tautology is? Like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. So if you were to talk about that, like the types of marriage, what would you say? Like, what would you tell like a friend that, oh, I want to get married now. I'm a Christian, my boyfriend is or my fiancé is a Christian, and we're looking to, settle down, we want to get married. From everything that we've said, like, what's your own comment? Are you going to tell them to do all the 5 steps? Or you will say, no, there's no need though. Now you should go to Babalawo's shrine and then collect certificates there. It's okay. Let's take it away.
I wanted you to go first.
You want me to go first?
Yes.
So I think that some of these things are personal opinion. So I've seen people like since they've been, let's say 16, 17, 18 years, so they've been fantasizing about the kind of marriage they want to have. So I think that what works for you might not work for me. So personally, my opinion, introduction, engagement, together.
Okay.
And just do what you have to do. Most especially in this economy. So you go chop after marriage, at the end of the day. There's so much I mean, yeah, not after the wedding. So there's so much more after the wedding. So I pretty much believe that you can combine introduction and engagement maybe together, or maybe introduction, because I feel that introduction is actually very important, because that's the point where your family, I mean the groom's family and the bride's family, gets to at least meet for the first time officially. I mean, if you're dating someone, you would have been to their house one time or the other. But at least this is now when the family, the wife's family, the husband's family, they get to meet together and decide that, okay, yeah, because from the wife's family, they will always tell the husband that bring your people, let them come and see us. Yeah. So when you go there, they meet them and all that. So I kind of think that after that, then you should just go straight to your wedding, which is maybe the same, or do engagement in the morning, then afternoon. I mean, from engagement, go church now, come back from church and get married, your reception, after party, everything right there.
Okay.
My opinion.
Yeah, your opinion. To me, while growing up, I used to think, okay, my mom used to take gele for people, they would take gele too for my own. And I am my mom's first child. So my mom would be like, hey, ma, don't you see me on? And my mom, she's not a party butterfly, but you know, they see it as a give back, like, oh, I'm proud of my child, be it a man or a woman. You understand? Me. So when I was now growing older, I'd be like, is introduction and engagement not the same thing? Introduction should not even be a big thing. Like, let's just come and meet ourselves and leave. Then later, my sister got married of recent. Then I was like, why would we do this whole thing in a day? It's stressful to me. But now, ask me, I don't even want to do anything. I don't want to go to register and go back. You wouldn't even know that I was married or I'm married. You understand? So, like it said, it's personal opinion. See, it is money. All this thing is just at the end of the day, it is still money. Because I'm married to you, traditionally doesn't mean I'm not married to you. And to me, it's just like us imbibing the Western pattern. All this going to the sorry, what is it again? The court to get something, or doing the white wedding. Why is the problem so hard? To me, some people, if they do not marry traditionally, they are not married. I think the Igbo culture, if you do not pay a bride price or go to do some rites, you're not married to her. So I think it's just choice at the end of the day.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. So I actually agree with, your opinions. Yeah, basically it's about choice, right? So what we were trying to do with that particular episode, talking about marriage tautology, was to let people understand that the bottom line for you doing all of this is, at the end of the day, to come out and say, we're married. So if that is the point that you're trying to make, if you tell me now that I'm here, I'm female, you've told me the first time, and you're telling me again the second time, and the third time, it is that I'm deaf, I'm daft. Do you understand? So when we say marriage tautology, you are doing the same thing over and over. We've kind of, the line has been blurred. We've left the real essence. What is the core of what people do with all of these celebrations? It has now, degenerated into some kind of show off.
Yeah.
I'm killing 20 cows because I'm marrying somebody. First day, second day, third day, fourth day. Now they will add you to Ashwebi group on WhatsApp. Your heart will just cut first and go on. You are not the one getting married, but you are spending thousands of naira because you want to show your support. But let's even leave all of that aside. Essentially, the barest minimum is for us to know that you are married, right? Okay, so let's talk about the Igbo culture. You said something now that if you don't pay the bride price, you're not married. So if you were Igbo and I'm the guy, and I'm coming to marry you, I've paid your bride price, and I've followed what your culture and your tradition says. So that means we are married.
Yeah.
So then I now still grab you, and then we go to Apostolic Church again. We do the white wedding. After that, I'm still going to Ikoyi registry to go and seal it. Look, this is not. It's almost like we've turned marriage to like some kind of iron bank. It's like you have money, you tie it inside clothes, then you put it inside.
So
you understand?
I think I kind of understand where all this thing starts from. So I think we're trying to inculcate the Oyinbo's white wedding into what we do. So, and I think if we are to look at this holistically, a marriage, it's a it's just a consent. So, I'm a man, for example, and I want to marry my wife. I go to the family, sir, I want to marry your daughter. And he looks at me, what do you do? I mean, the normal questions. And I answered his question, and he said, okay, my daughter, you like him? Yes, I love him. Then he said, kneel down. And my father-in-law, I mean, give us his blessing. Personally, marriage has happened. Consent. And I think the Bible also says something like that too. It's a consent thing. So the whole celebration, galore, and all that is not necessary, but I'm not telling anybody not to do it. If you want to do it.
All right, that's really fantastic. So, like I said, basically, Nigeria. You said something earlier that yes, there's consent, and the marriage ceremony itself, it transcends just the man and his wife. It's like two different families coming together. So it's not necessarily like you would have to go to your wife's uncles, great uncles, great aunties, and go and seek for consent individually. At most, we just carry hello, ọmọ yín ti fẹ́ marry o, just start coming. So it's just basically two families coming together. But the point I just want everybody to understand when it comes to marriage tautology is that you don't necessarily have to do all of those things. Just do the right ones. So, for example, you are a Muslim, you want to get married, and you decide that you want to do your nikah. So you should go to a licensed or registered place of worship, so that at the end of the day, they will give you a certificate. That certificate that they will give to you is as good as what you will get at a KOI registry. That's
I was about to ask
God bless you,
that
lawyer.
question too.
God bless you. So, you mean customary? We marry inside our family house. As you do the marriage finish inside the family house, then I can just go and, is it notarize? I mean, what do people call it? I mean, just to go and, because if you have Alaga Iduro, family versus family, okay, who's going to issue us certificate?
Now, so we experience that a lot. I think it's we Yoruba people that we do it. Alaga duro, alaga isheki. At the end of the day, they will give you engagement certificate. Now, what they are giving you is an engagement certificate, not a wedding certificate. So that one, see, engagement. Yeah, I don't want to say that I'm discrediting it. So introduction is basically your immediate family meeting your intending bride's immediate family. Engagement is now extending to other members of the family. So it's at the engagement that you're now seeing, Uncle Bayo, Bramuiwa, Auntie Funke. So I'm just saying, like, do you understand? So that is what engagement is all about. But you don't get the marriage certificate from engagement. It's just, see, left to me, see all these alagas, they just give you something. You understand? Just to show that, oh, you did your engagement. But engagement is not.
Barrister, you said all kinds of marriage are valid. So now we're talking about traditional marriage now.
Yes.
So what do I do after having a traditional marriage?
So you've done your traditional marriage. That's what I'm saying about custom and tradition. That's it. You're married. Your family recognize your wife and vice versa. But your wife, the two of you need to understand the implication of that kind of marriage that you have conducted. Back in the days, there was nothing like going to Ikoyi registry. Once you have taken yam to so person, and they've accepted it, and you take your wife inside and you meet her as a virgin, you have your evidence, you're good.
So I think the dowry is like the
So yeah, so you pay the bride price, which is the dowry, right? So what are the implications? One, you can marry more than one wife.
Okay.
Under that type of marriage, is not, you're not restricted to just your wife. It's only if you decide, personal preference, that okay, I just want to stay with my wife. And what are the implications of that? There's still the issue of inheritance. What does the custom and tradition say? So if you marry a man that you guys did customary marriage, if God forbid he dies, Do you have to shave your head? And do you have to stay in one room with his corpse for 40 days? Those are the questions.
But I don't. But to be very honest with you, I wouldn't think that that's anything to do with traditional marriage. I want to believe that that has to do with the custom of the people that you are getting married to.
Yeah, definitely.
So even if you like to do white wedding, make Pope come conduct that wedding. If in our house, if something happens to us men, our wives used to our wife used to shave their head. You will shave it.
okay. So what you're saying now, that is why we're having this entire conversation. A lot of times people just go into this marriage thing without necessarily taking that into consideration. I'm sorry, but love is not enough. You have to have common sense too. I mean, come on. You are in love, yes, but allow your brain to work. So you have to find out
But
what are your cultures and your
yeah, something
traditions.
like that. You know, some people, until you're married to them and you have your first child, you will know that in this family, after that first child, they will carry the child to one shrine where there is snake. The snake will now run the baby's neck to know if he's the real son of the family or something. So if it happens to you and you are trying to say, okay, I married you through court, what is all this about? Have you carried that case to court?
So, like you rightly said, now some people when you are dating or whatever, they don't tell you about their custom until you've not just married, you have even given birth. That's when they will not tell you, alaye I wan gbebo ní 12 midnight. Oh. You understand? And then you're like, but when we were dating, no, it's to gbebo. When we first not got married, no, it's to gbebo. Say, oh, qualified and go sign here because you have not put to bed. Now that you have put to bed, you are now qualified. So you have to carry the sacrifice, or else. And when we will flog you for 7 days.
I think marriage is deeper than just most of the distance. Yeah,
So
most
people
of
need
this.
to understand.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of forces at work. We're not trying to get spiritual here, but let's just talk about the technical part, like the legal aspect. Like what you said, you marry someone, you were not pre-informed about certain things. Your only option, your ticket to get out of that marriage depends on what you did, the preliminary things you did before you got to that point. So if you married him customarily and then he's telling you that you have to eat snake under the stars and you don't want to, the next question is, if I'm not doing this, what is the way out?
Of course.
Also, let's not displace the place of research. Like I said, you can love but have sense.
I think we've lost that in this generation. In the olden days, they would find people to go down to the family you're marrying into to go and
Exactly.
search if they have these diseases, maybe after they give birth, or if they all these things that you just mentioned. But now we just love ourselves. Hey, yeah, he's tall, he's cake, chocolate, caramel, he's
Oui.
skinny, he's rich, he's that, and we get into problems. It's not everybody will come to the social media and tell you what they are facing in their marriage or in their family's problems. So I think we lost it from there. Now there is no there's nothing like research. The research is on that person, not the family they come from.
Thank you. So that's my point.
So there is this thing you were asking the other day about. You were talking about not asking per se. You were like you change name. I think it's about when you get married and you get the man's son. Please, is it by force? And the name, it should be just on paper. And you know, as I am now, I'm someone who has a career, and before people can adjust into calling me, okay, Mrs. Anderson, Mrs. Osho Boriola or something like that, it's going to take a long time. So I don't think it's by force to change my name, because the way I'm going to change my name to my husband's name, it will come last. I don't know. Am I making sense?
Yeah, so I think before I will say something here. You see, what you have just said now, I think is actually very contextual.
Okay.
And I think from my angle, I actually want my wife to take my name,
Okay.
which is very, very important. I mean, you're my trophy now. My wife is my trophy. I went out to carry you, come my house, use my money, marry you. See, I'm also not disputing the fact that over the course of your existence, you have a name, you've built your brand around your name and all that. But please let me remind you, Tieni, Olalere. Let me remind you that, you see, as a woman, as a female child, we're growing up like this. You know, say one day you go marry. No tell me say you no prepare and you no plan. Say one day your name go change or another name go join that Olalere.
Okay.
So please and please, as a sign of respect to your man when you marry, I know you don't work for that your name, or please take the name. Let's not even.
You're not getting the question. I said, is it by force to get the name? No.
It is not by force, it's customary.
I know that when you get, maybe
Anyway,
when you
change it.
nobody's changing tradition. I'm only asking, is it by force? That is it by force. I'm not saying I won't be called Mrs. Somebody, but in books, you know, if I want to change my name, I have to change all the names where my name is pinned on. Maybe
people who have gone before us, they did it.
You don't understand the question. Do you understand the question I'm asking? Alright. Do I have to change all my names?
Nobody's forcing anything.
You don't understand. Like, is it important? Is it necessary? Not even important. Is it necessary for me to change it on paper?
I think yes. It is.
I don't think
quite
it
important.
is.
No, it's quite important, and I'm sure that.
I can change it on Instagram.
See, I'm sure that by now people too. I mean, you can expatiate more, and because you see, because I feel like if I actually go into it, I do not want to miss the point. So maybe I should see this because there's a lot of things attached to it.
So when it comes to the name, so I usually say something like, "What's in the name?" Right? It still boils down to individual preference at the end of the day.
Come on now.
So I'll tell you why. First off, I understand. In the video, I said something like Nigeria. Listen, it's a patrilineal society.
Thank you.
The men are there. It is a man's world, so to speak, right? So when it comes to like change of name and what you were saying something like that, your wife is your trophy. Fantastic, love that. But there are certain discussions that you would have had with her before marriage. Don't just assume that maybe it's TNE. She will change her name to my name. Have you had the conversation with her to see where she is coming from, why she does not think that it is necessary for her to change her name? The amount of work that she has put in. What if her name is like her brand? That is what puts food on her table.
101%, I agree with you. But also, I want to rudely interrupt you because I feel that there are legal implications to her not changing her name.
Okay.
That can come back to bite the family in the bum. What do I say? So for example, now we decide to say we want to relocate our family.
Okay.
So my kids automatically they take my name.
Yeah.
Right? So what happens to my wife? She's not supposed to also have my name, attached somewhere to her.
It will be on the marriage certificate.
Sorry,
To her name.
I actually want to ask you a question.
Okay.
So when you go to the registry, you want to marry your wife, you know you're going to fill a form.
Yeah.
Technically, is that form that you fill, that you sign, that your parents sign, that is the marriage certificate.
Yes.
The name that she's going to be putting in the marriage certificate is her maiden name.
Yeah.
Come on,
Do you
preach.
understand? So it's not like the marriage certificate itself.
Itself,
It's
yeah.
saying Tierney.
I
your
understand.
surname.
Okay.
You understand? So if we are traveling, we
Yeah.
want to Japa,
Yeah.
the most important document
Is
that
that-
proves that she's your wife.
It's that
document.
document.
So for me, like I said again, it boils down to individual preference. The truth of the matter is that there is no law in Nigeria that says that any woman must change their name.
Their name.
Come on.
There's no law that says that, and there's no law that says that they must not change their name. It is, so it still boils down to individual preference. Do what works for you.
Ṣé mọ̀ pé ìfẹ́ ò sí nílé fi ń gbóná. Love no dey house, na him make house dey hot. I'm also saying, see, I definitely, from legal angle, I get you 101%. I've married, is it not your joy that you are actually Mrs.
My brother, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, even
Yes.
on the marriage certificate, it's not already showing stay at the Mrs.
Mm.
Obafemi, but come on. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
It is Mrs. Obafemi to you. But most people that know me, when they see me outside, Black Swann.
Yeah, Black Swann. True.
Now, there are some people that their name is their brand. That name is the brand. That is what we know you as. So, for example, I know her as Tieni. If Tieni is her last name, I've known her as Tieni for years, and then she's getting married, and then all of a sudden she's coming out and she's telling me that her name is not Sausage Roll. Or Tieni Sausage
Should
Roll.
I tell you
Say,
something?
"Fool, I'm sorry."
Can I say my last opinion on this? Hey, as a man, if you are watching this, also,
No,
also, no. I didn't want to say also.
Okay.
Please, let me land. Why I said also is that if your man last name is Dangote, you will not go. Then go. You don't understand the weight that name carries. Nobody will persuade you, even you. On the level of okay, don't laugh now. She don't laugh.
No. Wait.
Make we no lie.
Make we no lie.
Yes. Come on, Jali. Let's not steal.
You don't work for your name.
Yeah.
You don't know you everywhere. Tieni. And when they see that kind of situation, say
Yeah.
you go carry their liquor.
Yes,
People would not even take the husband's surname. They will take his name.
Yeah.
His own name, his first name. You see, it's a different matter.
So, guys, I rest my case.
So wait. So but still serious. Don't forget that there are some women that compound the name. So she feels
Yeah, compound the name.
Aliko
Dangote, yeah.
That Tieni is still there.
It's still there. True. Yeah.
Mrs.
Yes, I understand what. I understand that. Yeah, I mean, because of the investments that she has, I mean, with that name, so that's why. Yeah, that's fair enough. And I also read somewhere that back in the days, the old, I mean, I can only speak for Yoruba here, that women don't usually change their name when they marry.
You get their middle name?
Yes, they take their middle name. They don't change it.
You see,
They don't change
I'm
it.
from the old
Yeah.
days. I'm not Gen Z.
No worry.
But really,
No, between you and your husband.
some of the reasons why this name thing, this name struggle. Most women they regret it later in life when their spouse make terrible choices that affect them. Sometimes
Choices like
what's in a name. You marry someone and then you take up their name. And the process of changing the name, you have to do newspaper publication, you change your name. In fact, your BVN, your everything.
your lawyer can help you with that.
Definitely, your lawyer can help you with that. There's no problem. So now, you do all of that, and then you are now, let's say, Mrs. Balogu. So you are Mrs. Ayo Balogu. The thing is, it's almost as if the male character totally it comes in and it obliterates
Every other thing.
So
Yeah.
it's now everybody knows you as Mrs. Ayo Balogu, Mrs. Ayo Balogu. You don't even have your own, like you are not a standalone person. And then yourself and your husband, you're working, you're hustling. You pull your resources together. You buy a property, and on the document it's Mr. and Mrs. Ayo Balogu. Anybody can be Mrs. Ayo Balogu.
Yes.
My dear.
I think, and that's why our forefathers, they are really, really smart. And that's why you see, when name is really important to the Yorubas in those days. That's why even when they are naming, so when they want to name you, they give you a name that's easily, it is traceable. They can trace your maternal lineage and your paternal lineage just with your name. Back in the days. Yes. We've left it, yeah. So I think you're right. Anybody can be, because your husband can decide to what's a lot.
I understand what you're saying quite well. I said if it's Aliko Dangote, okay, quite all right. What about if it is the woman? Like she's one of the most richest, most influential in Africa. So you want her to still take your name? Or let me say, can you take her name too? Because she's rich.
What's the name? Ordinary name. No, you see the thing is that I'll change my name to Bello Opeyemi Aliko Dangote.
He shocked you.
And the reason is this. No.
So that you open door now.
Yes, now. Because your name should open door for you. I mean, that's a door. Doors for you. So please. But also, But also, I said it the other time now. So we've all established here that there's something that is very, very important. It is about the significance of that name. That is what to really bring up. I mean, that's what most likely will inform a lot of people's decision. I mean, if Eji Alagidi Talika, it does not pay anybody to be Alagidi Talika.
Of
So
course.
please, in this
So
case,
a name
my
is
wife.
not your wife. I'll take your name, but can
that's
a man take a woman's name?
You can change your name.
That's anything.
My name.
God, I beg.
This is my name.
Oh, really? It's nice.
It's just that shall be ready.
For what?
The something family of Ikoyi.
Which
The
one?
Bello family of Ikoyi.
Yeah,
they will write a letter to you.
That what?
Why did you change your name?
I didn't
That's
change my
so-
name.
You dropped
I only added a name to my name. To my name.
My father knows.
Exactly.
Names that open doors.
No, I'm going to do this with a movie. I think this is a story for me.
Yeah.
This is a story for me. Yeah.
Are you sure Moyeni? You just didn't know that one. I mean,
They play my phone.
they play you. So in one of the episodes, I saw,
I don't know what I'm laughing.
Where is doing this way?
because it's as if you can predict what I'm about to
I
say.
swear.
Because you saw my comments.
Yes, I saw it.
Okay. So now, take a look at it. Where is the word rape? Or why is the word rape? Or what is the word rape looking for inside marriage?
You rape me.
Hey, is it by force? Or consent?
I'm not saying it's by force. But you know, there are some things that they shouldn't go together.
Okay.
I mean, I want to believe that if marriage does not olukomushu, I cannot say that in English. Why should we have a marital rape? Because I want to believe that as a man, the day that you say, yes, I do, I have her consent, and she has my consent. And I also kind of think that, you see, marriage, we are beginning to look at marriage as, we are beginning to look at marriage as a Western thing, rather something that God himself, for we believers, something that God asks us to do, to come together so that we can multiply. So, Ejo, how that word they go together?
Auntie, hi. Well, I don't think it's in marriage that the word rape comes in. It's the act that is called rape. When it happened in marriage is what you're having issue with. Like, why should we call it rape because it happened in marriage? Why should you force me to do things that I do not want to do? What if I'm going through, okay, I want to diverse a bit, or not digress. In a period in a woman's life, some period in a woman's life, they go through pains to menstruate, to ovulate, after ovulation, after menstruation, and please, in your own Christian mind, you think that woman is ready to satisfy you sexually. But you will not understand because you do not know. Then you would think, oh, I want to do, then you rape her. So is that not rape?
That is not a good man. A good man don't act that way. Or a gentleman don't act that way.
You just finish the word. You don't finish like that.
A gentleman don't act that way. So what I'm saying is that even at that, like worst case scenario, so I kind of think that we can introduce the word marital rape when it's violent. So when maybe the man begins to now eat you up and come on, go on. I mean, there is persuasion now. I mean, you are married. So persuasion, you don't want to, something is on your mind. Your husband wants to. I mean, even in, relationship that you people of the world used to do. You know how somebody doesn't want to do something and you're trying to persuade them and all that. So I just kind of feel that, the word rape and marriage should not come together. I don't know who started it. I don't know who invented that word. I just think that it's absurdity. If I can call it that way.
I see your points, to be honest. I see both your points. So one of the things that the law does is to provide for a diverse and a wide array of situations, so that there is ample coverage for specific or certain occurrences. Like you said, is a right thinking person, a normal person. You know, I said it in the video that you know when your partner is not good.
Yeah.
So a gentleman, a normal person, a right thinking man, you would not, force your partner to do what they don't want
What
to
to
do
do?
at the time.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever it is that you're doing in marriage is two consenting adults. Yes, the day you said I do, you have said I do to all everything. But then we are all human beings. There are days that you are just not, you not be optimal. Just one day on low key, once in a while. So on those days, you expect that your partner should
Should
understand.
understand, yeah.
And one thing I also want to make clear is the fact that you see this rape thing. A lot of people once they hear rape, the first thing that comes to their mind is the man is raping the woman. Women rape men too.
Yes.
Yes, like you were quite, talking about the instances where women might not be raped. A man too has a right to not be raped, of course. I've seen a write-up before where the woman was trying to have a child, and she put the guy on a shoulder every 30 minutes or something like that. So, and the guy was tired, and he had to voice out like, "I'm tired of this," and she said, "No, go and drink Martina and milk."
Yeah, to boost energy.
So when you now keep doing all of that, you are forcing that. You are also that is rape.
Yes.
Yeah, but I agree. But do you know that we can now agree on this couch that all these ones that we have described are not kingdom marriage? Because kingdom marriage talks about submission in marriage, a man to your wife, the wife to the husband. In fact, it's a the editor should find a way to put this thing on this screen like this, because it says that your body no longer belongs to you as a man, and also to the wife, your body does not belong to you, rather belongs to your spouse. That's what kingdom marriage is all about. So we, the kingdom people, we are going to respect our partner, we respect our spouse, even on the days that we don't feel like, when they come, we give it to them, because we cannot let them be tempted. That's what we should do.
Okay, I like how you went through and you said kingdom.
You went through the corner.
We've left the people of the world.
Yes, now.
But in a way, you were talking Old Testament.
Let's
Let's enter the era of Jesus Christ, the era of grace. Of course, your body no longer belongs to you and vice versa. But you can extend grace time and again. Basically, what Jesus came to do was to give us, teach us about love and extend grace to others. Yeah. So in as much as I've said, yes I do, I'm marrying you, that does not mean that because I've said yes I do, even on the days that I'm not feeling up to it, then I must submit myself. Look, I don't think that anybody in their right senses again would want to do anything with any other person when you know that person's mind is on their side. You can tell.
Yeah, you can tell.
You can tell, and you yourself, are you enjoying yourself?
You are not going to enjoy yourself.
So why are you doing it?
So in one of the episodes, I saw something like prenuptial. Yeah.
Okay, you're talking about the prenuptial agreement.
Yeah, what's that?
Okay, basically, that is just like a standard contract that you have between yourself and like your intending group. Like you guys are not married yet, so you now have like a contract where you stay. It's just like a document that guides your marriage generally. So, for example, you are coming into the marriage. You have 5 cars, 4 houses on the island, and all of that. So, the contract just stipulates, in the event that you are separating, you are going back with all your properties. You are not dropping anything. And if peradventure during the lifetime of the marriage you've been able to acquire other stuff together as a couple, how do you divide? How do you divide those things? How do you share debts that you've gotten into as a couple if you guys are separating? So basically that is what prenuptial is about.
For kingdom people too, for kingdom marriage, pardon me when I say kingdom marriage. So now, how did we get here?
For real.
For real. I mean, everything you've said now, does make sense. I'm just saying, I meet my wife, I love her.
I should be preparing for divorce before marriage.
No. I understand that. I mean, because of the unforeseen
Circumstance.
personally, I do not believe in it. Maybe because I do not have money yet. But I want to believe that every man or a woman should have a will. In marriage, as my wife, you should have the ability to purchase your own assets and own them and do whatever you wish with them. Maybe married people should just have that kind of gentleman agreement. But then again, I remember what you said about if we do registry and all these things. Maybe I don't go just talk say ordinarily your property 50-50 and all that. So I think that's for people who are not doing kingdom. Because we in the kingdom marriage, we know we treat our spouse well. In fact, we are not even going to divorce. So that's why we are not even thinking about that. Say amen.
The thing is that no, don't even kingdom marriage for real. Like seriously, is not trifling marriage.
Of course.
Kingdom marriage. We're not playing.
We're
Like
not
don't
playing.
play.
We are there
it's a
together
job.
for life.
You understand?
We can make
yeah.
mistakes. We can see a lot of things can happen, but we know that we got each other for life. Because where are we going again? At the end of the day, let's look at it holistically. Where am I going? This one no work. Who tell me say that one work? Why not just sit down make I nurse this one we do? Do you understand?
Well, you have a point there, but also it will be injustice for me not to say that looking at it from the legal angle. Yes, nobody prays for any marriage to come to an end or something like that, but then the idea is just for you to know these things so that you know the decisions that you want to take. You understand?
I totally agree with you.
That's
Yes.
all right. So at this juncture, I just want to thank you guys for coming on this set.
You're welcome.
Short notice, and you just made body and you came like that. Thank you for your contributions. I'm sure that a lot of people have had closure from what we've discussed.
Even me.
Yes, and even though the topic is wide, but we hope that we've done justice. We hope you enjoyed our takes. We hope you've learned one or two things. We hope you've had closure on one or two things. But for whatever it is, I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you some other time, right?
Ciao.